So you want your pictures to be amazing. You want a trick to make your pictures look better than everybody else. What's something that you can do to make your pictures look better? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a suggestion to how to get your pictures to look better than everybody else's. Whether you're a wedding photographer, a family photographer, a nature or a wildlife photographer, this tip will help you get better pictures. But first, who am I? Well, my name is Mike Patterson. I'm a full-time professional photographer located here in Southern Alberta, Canada. I've been a photographer now for over 39 years, make my living exclusively from photography, made over $3 million taking pictures. And I also started my own photo lab. And I see this problem happen in a lot of the work that I print for other people. And hey, I've even messed it up myself a few times. And what's the trick that I want to tell you? What's the thing that's going to set you apart? Well, it's to learn the depth of field when you're taking a picture, when to isolate your subject from the background, and when not to isolate your subject from the background. And I see it so often. I see people taking pictures of flowers, and you can't tell what was the subject of the picture because so much is in focus. I see people taking pictures of families, and you can't tell if anybody is in focus, let alone what's in focus, because they use too shallow of a depth of field. So let's talk depth of field. Let's talk what you can do to make your pictures look a little bit better than everybody else's. All right, so the other day I was in my backyard and I was taking some pictures of some flowers. I wanted to do this video there, but like happens so many times in Southern Alberta, the winds came up. So I took a bunch of pictures and we're going to go through them today on the computer and see what I did with them. All right, so let's take a look at them on the computer here. This first image I shot was at 2.8. Now, if you look at the image, you can see what's in focus on the image. You can see the different areas that's in focus. What my main subject was this water drops right here. And I wanted it to be sharp, but I didn't want to have the background in focus. Now, at 2.8, I achieved that. But at 2.8, there's not a lot in focus. So I went up to 3.2. It helped a little bit more. I went up to 3.5. It helped a little bit more. I went up to 4. It helped a little bit more. You can see a little bit more is in focus. I went up to 4.5. A little bit more is in focus. Now, if you look at the background, even at 4.5, the background isn't very distracting, but it's starting to become a lot more noticeable. For me, the perfect picture here for what I'm looking for would have either been at 5 or possibly 5.6. That's pretty much what I'm looking for. And it's still keeping my background out of focus. But what happens a lot of time is people go with too high of an aperture. And they keep cranking it up or they don't even know where it's at. And they say, look, this is what I want. I want my flowers and I want to see my flowers. And then they keep cranking it up so that they get everything in focus. And then the background starts to become distracting. And as you can see, when we hit F20, F22, F25, F29, and F32, the background is starting to get more in focus. And if the background gets too in focus, then you don't know what's part of your subject. And that's one of the big issues that people have. Now, in this picture, actually, to tell you the honest truth, everything except for this white over here, I find even at F32 isn't bad. But when we compare the two, that's when we start to really notice the difference. So let's compare F32 and F28, and let's see what they look like here on the screen. Now, if we look, you can see how different the backgrounds look between the two pictures. You can see on the F2.8, the background is a lot less distracting than what it is at F32. And that's a big issue that people have, is that they take the pictures and the background is too distracting. Now, isolating your subject from the background is one of those things that can just set your pictures apart just that little bit more. So let's take a look at another picture here that I shot. So this is another one that I took a picture of in my backyard again, same time. Again, started at f2.8. I focused completely on the center of this flower and I started taking some pictures. Now, if you look here, there's a little bit of white over on the side here, and there's some white just behind. I wanted to keep this in as well as the green to show you what happens when we go with a deeper depth of field. So I went from 2.8 to f4. Well, it's still not too bad. Went to f6.3. Well, almost between the 2.8 and the 6.3, you can see how the background's starting to get a lot more distracting. But then we keep going. And as soon as we get to f10, F16, the background really starts to take over. And when the background takes over, the problem is that you don't know what the subject is. And when you don't know what the subject is, that is the problem. And here's the difference here. So at f2.8, the background is separated. You don't see the background. At f32, the flower is still in focus, but so is the background. And this is a huge problem for so many people. You don't know what's in focus. That F16 and be there saying that seems to be going around the internet right now is great for some situations. It used to be a saying years ago in the photojournalism area that F16 and be there no matter what else you shot, the shutter speed, the ISO, everything was perfect. You don't have to worry about anything. And lately online, people have been saying F16 and be there. Well, I'm sorry, but F16 just doesn't work for some pictures. Now, the opposite side of things is I see so many people that have taken pictures using their nifty 50 lens and they shoot it at f1.8 or they shoot it at f1.2. And the problem is when they shoot it at those apertures, one person may be in focus, but the rest of the group isn't. And when they're shooting a bride, it can look really cool. It separates the bride from the background. The bride and groom together, yeah, if you do it properly, it looks really good. But when you're starting to take groups of people, what happens is the bride's in focus, maybe her nose is in focus, maybe her eye's in focus, but the background is out of focus. And when there's people in the background and you want to see the wedding party, that becomes a problem. So you have to watch your depth of field, what you're shooting, and use the correct depth of field. So here's my rule. If it's a flower like I shot here, I always tell people to go with the smallest depth of field possible. If it's an animal, same thing. If you're focusing on, let's say, an owl, focus on the eyes. Go with as narrow depth of field as you possibly can to have the owl stand out from the background. It'll look much better. If you're doing people, one person, two people, you can go with a shallow depth of field. Any more than two people, I always tell people to crank up their depth of field so that they're having a much wider depth of field. It will make them look more in focus. It will make them look like you meant to take their pictures. It looks so much better. So don't get fooled by the auto settings. Don't get fooled by all these words online of the nifty 50, use the smallest aperture, or f16 and be there, or crank it up to f32. Those things are going to ruin your picture and they're not going to set you apart. So until next time, get out there, take some great pictures, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.